So many of you have been asking about my personal investment portfolio. So today we're going to take a quick look at the stocks in my long-term investing portfolio. Okay, so this is a buy and hold type portfolio, stocks that I plan to hold for years, decades even, and some of them I hope never to sell. All right, so the first one I'm going to take a look at is RSP, which is an equally weighted S&P index ETF. Now, as I've said before, um, most investment professionals do not beat the general market, usually defined as the S&P 500. And so I always believe that it's always best to buy index funds, and you should only buy stocks that offer greater potential than the broad S&P 500 index. All right, so taking my own advice, RSP is one of the positions I've opened. Thus far, it's only up about 0.7%. Opened it a couple of months ago. But it's a position that I hope to increase in over time through what we call dollar cost averaging, where we put small amounts in on a regular basis to build up a large position over an extended period of time, right? And what we find is that when you do dollar cost averaging on the broad index, over long periods of time, you could expect returns of somewhere between 8 and 10%, which is much better than most investment professionals and definitely much better than what you could expect from a checking account. All right, so that's RSP. Next, Berkshire B, owned by the legendary or managed by the legendary Warren Buffett, up a little bit. Um, I don't think I need to explain why I want to invest in Berkshire Hathaway. I think it's an incredible company, owning several other incredible companies, and I expect that to perform even better over time when I think there's going to be a bit of a shake-up in the market. For similar reasons, buying the Daily Journal Corporation, not a sexy company, but I think one that is poised to do well in the future, given just the level of cash that they have on hand. They have very little, if any, debt. And I expect them to do well in the coming years when I think that, with bright interest rates expected to rise, I think that the whole business makeup and market makeup is about to change. All right, next is Facebook. Bought that about a month ago. Bought that because there was about a 20% decline in the stock price due to former Facebook staff members reporting before Congress. And that had a lot of investors spooked. But I think that's a temporary setback. And so I decided that would be a good entry point into purchasing one of the top companies in the world. And so I tend to hold on to that for a very long period of time, especially with the new um, mode of thinking in terms of going into meta and all that is involved in the VR world and that sort of space. So I expect that to rebound in the near future and to do well also. All right, next is Alibaba, another company that I think the stock price is temporarily depressed. This one is because of enforced regulation by the Chinese government, and I expect them to recover in the next couple of months. Maybe it may take a couple of years, but I expect them to do well. It dropped probably by 50% in the space of a month and a half, so I couldn't let that opportunity slide. All right, so we bought Alibaba both on the U.S. Stock Exchange, ticker symbol BABA, and ticker symbol 2RR was the on the European exchange. So we bought on two different exchanges. And lastly, we have ExxonMobil. I bought this one quite a long time ago, over a year ago, when the energy prices were depressed. Up 91% in the space of about a year, but I expect it to go even further as we head into the winter months of the European and North American markets. All right, so if you're interested in learning more, check out our Patreon in the link below. And if you're interested in starting your own Interactive Brokers account, use our referral link below and you can get free Interactive Brokers stock. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email